This is my review of this vibration board, and what I'm going to show you in this video is everything you get with it. I'm going to show you the features. I'm going to show you myself actually using it. I'll explain how I use it, and there's a lot of ways to use these things. And I'm going to show you all the features and quality of it. Now, this is the board itself. In photos, I've noticed that a lot of these boards appear to be way bigger. Like they show people doing wide squats on here. You can see this is just shoulder width for me. So I'm not going to be doing anything wide on this, but I'll show you how I adapt and still use this every single day. I love this thing. So here's how it looks. It's pretty small. It's a little bit heavy, which is good. So it's not going to slide around. The bottom has suction cup feet. So if you put this on a hardwood floor or a linoleum floor, it is not going to slip around, which is important. I tend to use this on the carpet just because our home gym is carpeted, so I just use it there. I haven't had any trouble with that. One funny thing I will point out, somehow they spelled jogging wrong. So that says joggling, Jogglng. It doesn't take away from the quality of this. I still think it's awesome, but I just think that's kind of funny. Here's another feature. You can slide these out. So on the back here, there are these little tabs. These just slide straight out to the side. These are for the exercise bands. And the way that works is you just take these and they have a little carabiner right here that you can just clip on just like that. Now, I don't tend to use this for like doing curls or anything like that most of the time, but I do like to leave these attached even if you're not using it for actually exercises, because they're great to hold on to give you balance. Because when this thing is really going fast, you sometimes might find yourself losing balance. So when I first started using this, I would do it near the wall. And then my wife said, why don't you just put those handles on? And now I use the handles and it works great. You also get your power supply cord, which plugs in right here. And you just simply plug this into the wall and you're good to go. They also include a very handy remote control. Because when you're in the middle of using this machine, the last thing you want to do is have to bend all the way over and press the buttons on the machine, which you can do, but having the remote nearby makes it much, much easier to operate. They've also included a whole bunch of these exercise rubber bands. As you can see, I've never even opened these because we have tons of these. So I use these as a spare, but if you are wanting exercise bands, just know that this machine does include these, which is fantastic. Before I turn this on and give you some examples of how I like to use it, I want to point out the different modes on here and how this thing operates. So the main power switch is on the back. So you're going to turn this on. If you don't turn this on, nothing works. So you'll turn this on first. Then you're going to hit the power button over here, or what I like to do is use the remote control, which you'll see in just a moment. Then you can adjust the speed by using the plus or minus. I will use the remote for that. And it goes up to 200. So 200 is very good vibration and it's amazing. There are also pre-programmed modes, and there's your stop button. The pre-programmed modes I have never used. In the directions, there's a chart that lays out, there's a whole bunch of different pre-programs. So where the vibration will change levels. I prefer to do it manually for myself. It's just way easier to, rather than trying to remember all of the different program modes. I now have the main power switched on, and the next step is on the remote control to hit the power button, and that'll start it out. One of the tips that they give you in the manual is you don't want to stand on this and then turn it on. They say always turn on the vibration and then wait 10 seconds, allow this thing to start moving, and then step up onto it. I don't know why that is, but I do it just to make sure this thing lasts a long time. So first I hit the power button and it's gonna say HA, that is the manual mode, the one I like to use. And then I'm simply gonna hit play. And as you can see, this thing starts to move. And now I am able to step up. So I'm gonna use these handles. Tricky thing is using the remote and the handles at the same time. But luckily for me, I have a little pocket, so I can just put this in my pocket for now. And I will step onto the machine. And by the way, I'm 6 feet 2 inches tall, and I weigh about 220 pounds. And this thing has no problem moving my weight around. Like it's really does a great job. I'm very surprised. Now, if you want to use these, you can do all kinds of exercises with these bands. I tend to, like I said, just use these to stabilize myself so that I don't you know, misstep or step off of this thing. Now, if I, whoa, see, just like that. Now, if I want to adjust this, if I hit the running person, it'll speed up and those numbers will jump up all the way to 140. If I hit the walking mode, it's going to drop it down to 90. And if I hit the sprint, it's going to go up to 180. The maximum is 200. So you can hit 180 and then you can hit the plus button to add to get it up to 200. I like to start low and then work my way up as far as the vibration goes. And I don't know if you can tell in my voice, but it is vibrating my voice really well. So now I'm at 180. That's the sprinting mode on the remote control. I love using this, even how I am right now, just standing on this thing. And I'll stand here for about 10 minutes before I do my pre-hockey. I play ice hockey. Before I do my ice hockey stretching. And this just feels like it really gets everything in my body activated and ready to go. And it feels good. Especially it feels good getting some like fluid going through my body. I absolutely love that part. Now, other ways to use this, like I said, this is about as wide as I can stand on this thing. So I'm not going to be doing any like wide-legged squats. I can do knee bends like this. I can also do lunges where I only have one foot on the machine and I will lean like this, which is actually pretty beneficial. You can also sit on the machine. In fact, the directions show you a whole bunch of different ways to use it. But if I'm being honest, most of the time I will either sit like this because I like the way this feels in my back, or I will stand. And standing is my favorite. That's how I tend to use this almost every single day. Once you're done, you can just hit the pause button on the remote control. Now, if your remote isn't working, make sure you're pointing the front of the remote down at where the numbers are on here, because I have found that if I point it the wrong direction like this, it won't work. So you got to just make sure you're pointing it at the machine. The microphone that I've been using has noise cancellation, so most likely I'm assuming that you haven't been able to hear this at all. So I have another microphone right here. I turned off the noise canceling. That way you can hear how loud this thing is. And it's not that loud, actually. And so this is on a lower level right now. I'm going to put it all the way to sprint. So that's going to be 180. And you can see it does get a little bit louder, but it's really not a problem for me. And also when you stand on it, it muffles some of that sound. So a lot of what we're hearing is this metal ring, the metal ring here from the R-band. But as you can see, once I step onto it, that cuts down on the sound quite a bit. That's everything I can think of to tell you about this. I'm a big fan. I really like this thing. And if you're looking for a fantastic vibration board, I highly recommend this one. And if you'd like to grab one of these, there's a link in the description below. Please do me a favor, hit like on this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.